Yo, what's up guys? It's Yellowfin, and Hutch released this new thingy which has been finally come out. We've already kind of known about this, the Wishlist feature, which has finally come out in update, what was it, PL 14.3? I think that's what it was, which is the update that just came out. And I thought, I already made like a wish list previously for what cars I wanted, like in general, like for a wish list, and then I realized I could probably use the feature and make a cool wish list for what I'd like for Black Friday, and then after Black Friday I'll make it just back to all the cars that I want, or like that I need for my lower tier collection to keep, to make sure that I keep, which is like what I'll probably be using the wish list feature for, or for like cars and tags, like collection tags that I should keep because it might be important to have them maxed out for a collection tag challenge. But I'm going to be going through all 100 cars that I've marked on here for the wishlist feature and why I want them. I'll try and not make it like 30 minutes long, but we'll have to see because there's some that are interesting. So, Opel Adam R2, just want it for clubs. Dodge Charger 3, it's just a great dragster and I've been missing it still. Chevy Camaro Z28 SS was my second maxed out ultra rare on my old account that got deleted. Alfa Romeo Mito GTA, my Alfa Romeo collection is garbage. Subaru Levorg VN, it's a Subaru, and it's a good one. It's a good car, great niche, 52 RQ, 4-wheel drive standard tires with very high handling, also a 2020 car. And also, I do want to make this clear first, I did not include every single Subaru on this list. Every single Subaru I will be happy with if it's not one I already have. The only Subarus that are on here are ones that I would just be very happy with anyway. This list of the wishlist feature, these cars are all just cars that I would be like overly happy about. Like, there's some Keeper Ultra Rares that I'd just be like, oh, that's cool, but these are Ultra Rares that I get and I know I'm not fusing them. Like, there's no way I'm going to fuse these cars. Next up, we got the Chrysler Carsfire SRT6 Coupe. It's an American car, doesn't have too bad of looking stats, and I also forgot it was in the game, so now I kind of want to keep one. Peugeot RCZR, still haven't pulled one yet, and it's not too bad of a car. Medium ground clearance, front wheel drive, and pretty good all around stats. Dodge Charger Daytona, it's an American dragster, still haven't pulled one yet. Ariel Atom 1, it's a great car. I had to sadly fuse mine away, so I wouldn't mind getting another one back to max out. Sylvia, I just really like this car in general. Miura, it's a good club car for the quarter mile drag for low RQ. Also, it's Italian, and my Italian collection could still use a bit of a boost. Renault Sport Megane, car I used to have on my old account, so I would like to get it back. Pontiac Trans Am, I just like the Trans Am in general as a car. Acura TLX is for clubs purposes because of front wheel drive standard tires. And it also doesn't have too bad of MRA too, so that's pretty interesting. Maybach 62 Landaulet, I like this car in general, and also it is a great dragster and standard tires car when it comes to fast stuff, because it's got crazy good MRA. Honda NSX, I just need it for the Japanese collection. That top speed is very good for it being a Japanese car, when most ultra rares are limited to 155 or below when it comes to Japanese cars, so that'll be a useful one to have. Opel Corsa Super 1600, I just need it. It's a very key meta car, especially for clubs that I do not have yet, so I'd be very happy with that. Lotus Exige S2, it's just got pretty high handling, so I'd like to have it. Honda Civic Type R, I just need to keep it for clubs, front wheel drive, and Honda club events as well. Donkervoort D8 Z-Tech Sport, car I've been wanting for a while, and I still haven't pulled one for some reason, even after all the European Revolution packs have opened. So, still just can't seem to pull one. Even after all the De Tomaso Pantera GT5S's I've pulled, I can't pull a Donkervoort D8 Z-Tech Sport. Caterham 7360, similar to the Donkervoort, I just like it as a car, but this one actually isn't too bad of a car as well. Cadillac XLR-V, I've just wanted this car for a very long time and still haven't pulled one. Nissan Xterra Off-Road, it's a pretty good looking Japanese car, 4-wheel drive off-road tires, so I want it. G63, I had one before, then had to fuse it away urgently for an event, and so I would like to get one back because that would be a boost to my German collection. Chevy Corvette Grand Sport, it's an American car, and I also like Corvettes a lot, plus it's got the pop-up lights. This is probably one of my more favorite gens of Corvette because of the pop-up headlights. Subaru Impreza WRX, this is just my most wanted Subaru in the game, so that's why I would like to get that one. Nissan Silvia, pretty straightforward, it's just a good rear-wheel drive off-road tire car that I'm missing out on. Lotus 340R, I just can't seem to pull this Lotus. This one has been evading me as well, but this one's also a crazy good car. I've never pulled this car, even on any of my other accounts as well. I've just never pulled it. Lancia Delta Integrale Evolution 2, still haven't pulled one either. This would also be a nice one to have. It's a great car as well, all around. Roof 3400S, good car as well. Had to sadly fuse that one away a while ago after having it stock for a very long time. Range Rover Velar, just to be a one-up to my Range Rover Sport that I have. It's just better, so I want to keep it. Nissan Silvia, rear-wheel drive off-road tire niche. Ford Sierra RS Cosworth 4x4. I just really realized that my Ford collection is kind of lacking, so I decided to pick this one as one of the keepers to pick if I got it. Dodge Stealth RT Twin Turbo, another car I just can't seem to pull, even though I've been wanting it for a very long time. I haven't pulled on either of my accounts. Maserati Levante Diesel is one I wanted from the finals, and then I ended up winning the Apollo, so yeah, that one's on the list. Ford Mustang GT is a good one, an American one that's also pretty good at that. I do have better American cars, but I'm just a Mustang fan anyway, so I'd be happy with it in the first place. Corvette C5, I just like Corvettes. It would go with my, it would be a pretty strong area to my Chevy collection, so I'd be happy with. Cadillac STS as well, American car, so it'd help my American collection. Volkswagen Golf GTI TCR, it is a club's niche car, it is a great German car, it is a great car in general, and it's one I've been missing out on. Plus German Renaissance as well, that would definitely help my German Renaissance collection. AMG S55 would help my Mercedes collection a lot, plus it's just one that I've been missing out on. That's a pretty meta car. Quattroporte used to have on my old account, so I want it back. Jaguar XJ 5.0 V8. This car seems to be very useful in a lot of events for some reason, so I have it on here to make sure I don't end up fusing it away. Ford Focus is another Ford I picked to keep, plus this one I'd also definitely max out because it is a good one. Chrysler Citadel I had to fuse away before for urgent fuse, and now I want it back. Acura RDX, haven't pulled one still, which is pretty interesting because I have opened up a lot of American Frontier packs, and I haven't pulled a Acura RDX either. Roof BTR I am still missing, same for the XKR and the S63 and the Rapide S. And the BMW 440i I used to have and then needed urgent fuse, so I had to fuse it away. And yeah, so those are it for the ultra rares. There's a lot of meta ultra rares, and then a lot that I would just be very happy with getting because I want them back, some of which were ones I used to have on my old account. So now we're moving into a bit more of the interesting stuff with the epics. So as you can see right here, a lot of interesting ones that would most likely be fused material. Lotus Esprit V8. I want this car back because I used to have a 2-star and then I sold it. So I kind of want to have it back now. Peugeot 208 T16 R15, I mean not R15, R5. It's just a crazy good car. Hits 100 handling maxed out at 233. This would just be a very useful one in general. BMW M3 CSL would be for the German collection, and I would max it out, 97 handling maxed at 233. This is a pretty solid car as well. E55 is my most wanted car in top drives. This is basically how Blossom has his wide body. This is basically my wide body to me. This is like the holy grail of pulls. This is the car that I want the most in the game, and when I get this car, I will be very happy, and basically that, and it'll be the #1 on the max out list. Like, even if I'm trying to work on my Yellowbird right now, if I pull this, all the fuses that were meant to go into the Yellowbird will be going into this E55, because I definitely want this car a lot. Cadillac CTS-V, another car that used to be one of my dream cars. I still kind of like it, but it's not like crazy up there with all my other dream cars that I have now. Same goes for the Audi RS2 Avant. Used to also be sort of like on a similar level to with the CTS-V. As like on my dream car level. They're still kind of on the list. I haven't forgotten about them, but I doubt I'll ever end up owning one in the future. But I have them on here so I can own them in game then. GMC Cyclone is just a great American car for 4-wheel drive standard tires. Subaru Impreza RB320. So this is a Subaru Impreza that I really like. I like the looks of it. It's a 2006 car as well, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I just like this Subaru. Lamborghini Gallardo LP552 Spider 2nd Gen. It is a good car. It would definitely help my Italian Renaissance collection and Italian collection in general. And it is a pretty good Lamborghini, which is an easy one to max out. So it's good then. Will be useful for beating lower RQ legendary Lamborghinis, which most likely aren't maxed out because people don't max those out. Ford F-150 Raptor. It's pretty obvious. It's just a great car. BMW M6 I used to have on my old account when it was low. Then I lost that account, as I've said multiple times already, and I keep repeating myself. But it's medium ground clearance now, so it's actually also not too bad of a car. Subaru Impreza WRX STI R205, I'd like this one because it's actually a hatchback I like. Don't really like hatchbacks too much in game because I have a garbage collection with them, but this would be a hatchback I'd be happy with unpacking. Spiker C12 La Turbi is just another spiker I would like to have in my collection. 202 top speed is pretty nice, also decent handling for a spiker with 84. The Hayabusa Sport prototype, it's just a crazy good Japanese car and would definitely fill a little gap in my Japanese collection to go along with the Mazda Furai. This Subaru Impreza WRX STI I like a lot as well. It's got one of the best 0 to 60s for being a medium ground clearance Subaru, and so that's why I would like this one. 911 GT3 RS is for a German collection. Lotus 211S Charged is just a great car, so I would like to have that one. Same goes for the Donkervoort, two very lightweight, grippy cars. M3 CS is to have a high handling German high tier epic. The Cosworth is basically the best Subaru, so that's why I have that one on here. Silvia JGTC is just for the Japanese collection. Elise Cup 250 is to finally get one of these high grip Lotus Elise or Exige, and so this is just the one I picked because it's the best one. Viper GTSR Concept is to add to my Viper collection because I have a pretty strong Viper collection and I would like to add another one, and the Viper GTSR Concept is a good one. Mercedes AMG SLS Roadster is a great German car, so that's why I would like that one. Lamborghini Gallardo LP552 is same reasoning with the other epic Lamborghini I have on here. It's an easy car to max out compared to legendary Lambos, so it'll be useful beating low RQ legendary Lambos, so I would like that one. Mustang GT4, it's a pretty obvious choice. This is a crazy good car, 104 handling maxed out at 233, and a pretty strong American car for grip stuff. Charger SRT Hellcat I would like a lot, same goes for the wide body. Both of them are great American cars. This one I'd max out 332, this one would be 233. Bentayga Diesel as well is a good one that I'm missing out on. And then these two Subarus are just the two highest tier Subarus. I would prefer this one over the other one though, the WRX STI S209 over the Type RAR. But either one I'd be happy with. ML63 is just for the Mercedes-Benz collection. So yeah, KTM Expo RR is just the best KTM, and it's also a pretty great car overall. So that one I wouldn't mind getting as well. Ford Mustang FR500 GT as well is just a crazy good car. I would prefer the GT4 over it though, even though I think the FR500 GT is better on most track sets. But I would like the GT4 a bit more. Chevy Corvette Z06 is American car for American reasons. BMW, and then i8 as well. These two are just good German cars. And i8 also used to be one of my dream cars as well too. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Well, it's not interesting, I mean, that's just my taste. I like the i8 a lot. And so I wouldn't mind having the i8. It's also a pretty cool color as well that they got on it, that they picked the one with the blue coloring. And then the M760 Li X-Drive I also wanted from the Apollo finals, and then I ended up with the Apollo. So now moving on to legendaries and then high tier epics. We don't have very many legendaries because I'm not going to pick and choose from legendaries. Otherwise I could have had like 50 legendaries on here. But I wanted to be excited when Black Friday rolls around and then we see the cool "this car was on your wish list" thing as a car flips around, and then we're like, oh, that's one of the ultra rares I need, or oh, that's one of the epics I need. If I had it all legendaries, we probably wouldn't even see that happening. But here we are with a few legendaries and then also a couple excess epics, as you can see right here with the Caterham Superlight R500. This is just a crazy good epic. Everyone wants a Caterham Superlight R500. Everyone wants 5 Caterham Superlight R500s. So I still need one, so I'd be happy with that. Opel Kadett Rally E4S is for German specialization. It would be a great one to have, especially for off-road events to go along with my 2 Cayenne Turbos and my Audi SQ5. This would be like the cherry on top of the cake. This would just be incredible to have and very useful in anything that's off-road and German events, even city streets German events too, like the German daily event. This one will also be useful just because of its good stats with medium ground clearance. Then we have got the Bentley Continental Super Sports. Now I bet you're wondering why I've got a garbage Bentley on my wish list for Black Friday, especially with it being a legendary. Well, I really like this car. I really like the Bentley Continental Super Sports for some reason. It might be because they gave it a good picture, even though it's got a tiny bit of hutch placement. They could have moved the left side a bit more forward, but it's not bad. It's not a bad photo, and I really do like this car, and I do need a legendary Bentley at some point, as I said though before, or maybe I haven't said this before, but I'm in no rush to get a legendary Bentley because they're not that good, unless I were to get like the GT5 Bentley. But that would be pretty lucky. So if I do end up with a Bentley, I would be happy with the Continental Super Sports. Then we've got a few more epics right here, the Audi S8 Plus and the Audi RS7 Sportback, both just good Audis that I would be happy with. Then, Subaru Legacy B4 GT300 is for Subaru Specialization. This is the grand prize of Subarus. This is the, if you want to dominate Subaru events, this is what you need car. And so, that's why I need it then, because I want to dominate Subaru events. So, yeah, it's basically just on the list. It'll be a legendary that'll be maxed out at some point if I do pull it, but I've got a lot of other legendary projects I want to work on now, including the Peugeot Axia, my now Nissan GTR, the white one with 2 fuses in it, and the Apollo as well. Then the Volvo Concept Coupe, which used to be the Polestar 1, but I have it on here just because it's got a really cool picture, and so now I really want this car because of its picture change. So, yeah, I really want that car. Then we got the RS6 Avant Delimited, which I have. I don't know why my Alexa turned on for some reason. That was odd. It lit up for some reason, so I was looking at that. The RS6 Avant Delimited, which is also just a crazy good Audi, crazy good German car with crazy good MRA. So I'd be very happy with that. Then the Apollo N, to be another addition to the Apollo collection. 911 GT2 RS, which is a really good Porsche to have, really good MRA with really good stats as well. The only reason it is only 93 RQ is probably because of that lower top speed. It doesn't have top speed in the crazy 200s, like high 200s. Then we've got the R390 GT1 road car, race car, one of the best Japanese non-prize car legendaries you can get, so I would be very happy with unpacking that then. Then the 2 top legendaries, the Koenigsegg Agera RS. I still need a Koenigsegg, not as much as before now that I have the Apollo, which I can use in European Revolution events along with my other maxed Gumpert, but still, I would like to have a Koenigsegg, and this one would be my #1 pick out of them for like my most wanted Koenigsegg. Even though it's not the best Koenigsegg, I do like this picture a lot, and I do like the Agera RS a lot in general. And then the 962C, it's one of the best packable legendaries you can get. Now, I don't have any Bugattis on here, but that's because I don't really see any needs to have a Bugatti as of right now. These cars would be more cards, like, I'll still be ecstatic if I pull a Bugatti, but these are the cards that, like, would make me happy outside of just being overpowered cars in game. These cars would just make me happy in general, like, unpacking them. And I'd consider it a good pull, even if I got, let's say I got the Opel Adam R2, then the Charger, then the Z28, then the Mito, and then the Lavore. I'd still consider that a good pack because I'd be getting 5 keepers out of it. And there are also 5 ultra rares that I can max out very easily. So any of these cars are basically going to be keepers on Black Friday, and this is basically my wish list for what I am hoping for, because it's going to be a lot of carbon fibers I'm going to be opening, so hopefully we can get as many cars on here as possible, especially some of these legendaries, because if we get one of these legendaries on the wish list, that would be insane. Or some of these epics, any of these epics I'd be really happy with. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. So that's going to conclude it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this type of content, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that cool stuff. I'm Elephant. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.